Hello, this is Arcades. I currently stream normally on Twitch, and I did do this game, Foundry, for a while, and I'm gonna do a quick tour of my base that I built in my playthrough of Foundry on stream. And this is gonna be uploaded onto YouTube, as if you're probably watching this. And yeah. So let's go over the quick bits of this base. I'm going to start with where I started at and try to remember what developed where. So first thing is, we're going to start here. This leads to where my iron is. We have, when I first started, I built my first major platform here. Underneath of here, yes, I know it's night right now. So my first start, when I first started, I looked around and I wanted to find a nice place. And I saw this and I said, oh look, a mountain base. And I wanted to build into there. So, let's go check this out. And I built 2 floors. I built this entire structure here. We got a nice little opening. Leads straight into... This is iron production right here. Now this is not where it started. Actually, right up there, which I will get to in a second, is actually where it started. When I started the game, there was an iron deposit node. I'm not sure what they want to call them. Like right here on the side of a cliff. This is actually the side of a cliff. And most of it's still there, actually. But it was like somewhere up there that the iron was at. So literally my iron was on the side of a cliff's face. So. And because of that, when I finally got unlocked the elevators, that level, which was still grass, thus the name grass, and then I had the iron, which was actually right here. It was right here. And over time, as I've slowly edited through it, well, the floor replaced it. And this floor has gone through many iterations of production. And right now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 20 of these, all processing iron. What? Okay. Anyways. Using the xenoferrites, and I'm just taking the ingots and turning them into plates. And right now I'm only using the tier 1 method, because I don't have a lot of room for tier 2. Or no, am I using tier 2? No, I am using the tier 2. Okay. See, I forget things. I know I was using tier 1. I've been messing with my Techum, so it's been... But anyways, so I got the iron. It's rolling. Now below here, we'll go a quick back run to it. I am ADHD, so things will be chaotic, but there will be a rhyme and reason to this. So I hope you can bear with me here. Okay, so what I ended up doing over the course of the production, though, is I needed iron, and I need to get it produced. So we have down here... I need to find a better place to try to show off. Alright. So we have all this production. It's not a lot compared to some people. I know this. We have all these thermal separators, I believe is what they're called. There we go. All these thermal separators. We have 2 elevators here. One is bringing up the iron rubble from down below, bringing across these lines. The crate, or the container, is splitting up the lines so it balances it out. We have 1 line of Ignom that's getting sent through the crushers to get turned into Ignom ore and sent to fuel that. And that's pretty straightforward. And all this gets sent into here, and then it gets sent back up Up. Yes, up. Up to the floor I was just at. And this is the floor. This handles all the ore. Turning it into ingots. Okay. And then, like I said, then this goes upstairs. That deals with it. Makes us mycenoferrite plates. And with that, we go to the factory floor. Oh, wait. One more thing, I guess. I know, I just got here. We gotta go back down. I thought I'd show real quick. Due to the nature of how this game decides to distribute its power, which is actually really cool. I like it. My power station is right here. It feeds the power cable right through the side of the wall here. So it just hangs out. And the same is true for here as well. That just comes up over. And I don't remember how this, but this one powers this elevator. We will be going down there soon enough. This leads downstairs as well as down to the screw it, let's go. Now there's 2 stops. ADHD's kicking in again. Sorry. I figured if I'm in the area, I'm gonna do this. So we have two major underground facilities here. This is the Ignom? Yes. Uh-oh. Ignore the fact that they're not working properly because they're out of tracks and I'm not carrying any on me. Anyways, so let's just say there were some issues at one point and I had to get creative with my building, and I literally had to move all my tracks up. I had to shut down all these miners. Whoops. And because they were going this way, and then they were going to run into the ones here, so I had to turn them around and send them down this way. Yeah. Anyways, so these guys, they collect the Ignom. I had to turn them around. And now they're running this way. And actually, in fact, I think these guys are actually going over top another line. But that's another story for later. And we're going to go down to the iron collection part. Now here's the iron collection. This is my belts of lines. This is where I really wish I had those vertical loaders. Because then I could go onto that line, that one could go onto that line, and just output onto there. It would be very, very nice. But unfortunately, instead, I have to do the stacks of those. At least here it's not being as big of a deal. And then all this just puts out iron, comes across here. These 3 go into there. These come over to this elevator. They go up to their thing. This one goes up to its thing. I don't remember where that one goes. Oop. And if you look over here, you will see another stretch of iron. Because I kind of had the same situation here. They were going to run into the thing, so I had to turn them. And adjust their height. And we have a whole nother area for collecting iron. And we will be over in this area soon enough. So I am not going to call that one down right now. Wait, what do you got in you? Nothing. Okay. So we're going to come back this way. I think all these guys are... Oh no, these guys are just full of iron. And they go up. Oh, yes, here we go. Give me that stuff. Don't ask why I have all those Ignoms, even I'm not sure. Alright, let's see if these are stuck. Wait. Yeah, that one should be fine. I think it's literally the case that these guys are full. Yeah. Okay. Now let's go back upstairs. Let's make a quick stop at the Ignom. That one is full, but, you know. All right, away we go. Alright, now we're going to go back up to follow the path of the iron. Like I said, iron comes up here, gets processed into plates, comes here, gets sent out, goes around, comes back through into this place. Is this the right elevator? Yes, it is. And now back up to the factory floor. And it all goes up this. This elevator was one of the first elevator... no, this elevator was the first elevator I ever built. So it decided a lot of the stuff. So, and this was the first freight elevator. Technically, it was just a, you know, a normal one. But the point is this was the first iron elevator. And as you can see, it shoots off the iron plates in all different directions. All 1280 of it. Now the first stage was this guy's right here. Comes into here, gets stored in, and then this sends them out. I don't know why he's running, but he is. So the first thing was to get the first research lab done. So you can see, I got it plopped down right here. We've got my solar array that started me off at the beginning. All the batteries. They try. And my portable furnaces, which I really like to see more work with these guys. These are really handy. And, yeah. That one I'll be following later. So, ended up getting all these come in here. Mates the basics buildings. I put down a few containers so I can snatch materials with because, you know, it's blocks and belts. And this makes all the stuff that eventually leads into my first research building. They get it into here for the blue. It gets stored. So the moment I go to hit the research, boom, that fills right in. Okay. Now the other part of this was the Techum. Now when I spawned in, went to find my first Techum spot. It was over here, pretty much right under here. In fact, this is the hole for it. This is where the Techum was. Don't ask why it's still here, it just is. I haven't found a reason to actually get rid of it. So, That lasted me a long time, because the demand for Techum wasn't really high, so I could just make stuff real simply. But eventually, I did need to make an underground mine for the Techum. And that led me to build this area down there. Now, this was done late, like I said. Very, very late. Goes the iron layer. And we got the Techum layer. Now, I just recently added these extra layers of Techum. Or these extra miners of Techum, I should say. Because I originally just had 4, and then I added 3 more. So there's 7 here. And they're all making their way into this elevator. Slowly being used. Of course, also slowly getting filled up. Which I've been having a hard time getting caught up on Techum this entire time. Oh, I finally got caught up when I managed to build those extra ones. And the story of my build area is rather interesting too. Kind of wish we had the ability to just click the down arrow that some others, and it autofills the train line. Hint, hint, for some that might watch this. There we go. Frankly, it's just easier to add these manually than trying to make an automation. Granted, the automation would be actually easier, but it's kind of a pain in the ass without the ability to feed from overhead. Alright. So, that's the Techum setup. So let's get back up to where I process it. Back to the factory floor. Now, for the processing, this area also got built late. And this is one of the first facilities you're going to see where I really started to build. You can see start really sticking out as part of my mountain base. So this didn't get built till late. But this is my... It's somewhat incomplete, but this is my Techum processing area. They got expanded recently because, as I said, there was a lot of... It was getting really behind on Techum. My system was getting behind on Techum. And we'll put them on there. Okay. Now it's for the most part lit up. Oh wait, a little bit more back here. There we go. So, yeah. So, the second comes in, gets sent through here, into there, sent out. Now, funny enough, this doesn't use the second level recipe for the ingots. It's not getting turned into that ore, then turned into this. and then into the ore. It's not that I don't want to do that, it just, I haven't got around to it. I don't really have the room, to be honest. I'd have to reorganize a lot of this, and I don't want to do that. But in the end, all this makes rods, sends it to the big box here, and then the box distributes it out to the different areas. We got more being made here, more rods. Merges in. And there, from there, the rods get turned into wires. And that goes in there, which we will cover soon. And into this box, which comes up, flows over this way, down over here, and into my electronics production. Electronic component production. Which that is full right now, which is good. Alright, so that takes care of the Techum early on. My little research area, my initial steel build, I used to build this, I built this and used it to build the first initial pieces of steel, which was fun. Oh yeah, this, and I love this, sending routes underground or underneath the thing here and have it come back up here so I could have room to walk. Now, for my pride and joy of this place, the mountain base. I waited for this hangar door so long just to do this. So pretty much everything in this mountain produces, it leads to making those Ignom fuel rods. We'll get to that in a moment. Now my first freight elevator, so I dug all this here, got all around, got the character elevator down there, then dug this through, and this is steel production. As you can see, it's a little backed up. We have some materials that are held in here, obviously, but now that one elevator that I said I wasn't going to go up yet, the head iron, that iron actually comes up here. Oh, good, I'm done with that. Alright, so that iron comes up to here. Gets sucked into here, and gets distributed back out onto this one line, which goes down these thermal generators, separators, separators. We get 3 full lines of iron right here. Well, it's not full. Actually, no, 2 lines of iron, 1 line of Ignom. And just comes, gets siphoned off by these guys and these guys. All to make the steel ingots. Right here. And then oh yes. Then these assemblers are making the steel beams. Don't mind the zipper. Which then from here gets stored into here, siphoned off. This will be stored. This gets siphons off a bit to make my railroad partitions or pieces right there. And some more spare to make, and then whatever gets left over, iron rubble wise, gets siphoned off by these 3 machines and made into a few extra iron for whatever I need. In this case, that. This iron gets siphoned off, and along with making machinery parts, makes the canisters needed for the Ignom fuel rods. It just makes one big loop all around. And with how I've got this built, if I need to increase production, I just keep digging that way. Alright. Not as much room to go that way, though. Or that way. So we come back out here. Now, this Ignom, which I'll go ahead and show my first my first underground miner. Oh, this area was a mess. In comparison to the other ones, you will notice a stark difference in the build style, because I wasn't exactly sure how to use it, or how I wanted to build the area. So I ended up building on top of where the Ignom ore starts, the elevator. And then I dug down by hand till eventually I built these first four. The first four I built. So this line would feed into here and here. And these belts would both lead up, snake around, and come up into the elevator. Freight elevator. Well, eventually, as extension, I needed to expand on it more, so we added more. Got more Ignom. Go into here. Takes it in evenly. That's why I did this. 4 spots all get taken in at the same time and then shot out in one line. Those are broken. They are really good. This all gets sent up. I mean, it was to the point, actually. I need to find them so you can understand. Like, I did a lot of work down here. Like, this was originally my way up to walk back up, because right here there was nothing but solid wall. I dug all that out for future expansion. So that's why it is what it is. And there is a power generator here. Yeah, there it is. See? Clip, clip. Okay. That is my first. That's my first mine right there. Underground mine that I built. Dug out. I wouldn't say it was built. It was more just dug out. And yeah, it was a learning experience. And now, once we get up here, that forms part of the hallway. So now we have this here. This brings up the rubble. Now, initially, it was just sending the Ignom over there for turning to make the steel, and then this branch went off. And it went sent through the crushers, got turned into ore, and that was what it was originally feeding this. And this is my power station. There's 9 of these combustion generators. All feeding into there. And then I siphon off, since once I got those started, I was actually able to redirect the Ignom ore, siphon it off, and send it off this way. And that leads to the thermal separators that are used in my copper. When you see the Ignom fuel rods come in, they go through the boxes, and the excess containers get shot out, and they go up along this line up here. And they just come all the way back. They come across here, and they come down here, and they'll eventually pile up. But with the nature of these, I made it so that they were on the priority side, so it will always draw from this side first when it finally does pull one through. Okay, so now for the Ignom fuel rods, I siphoned off some of this. I think at this point we had the upgraded elevator, and I added more there. So now we have through here to the first stage, Ignom fuel rods. Turning these into Ignom. So these guys are crushing, turning into Ignom, and get sent down there. And what it does, it comes up here. Goes down, comes up, turns around, comes through here, through the distributors, to the crushers, and makes our powder. I needed a lot of powder at one point, so I had to figure out how to rework the system a little bit to give me extra. I feel like this is right. Either way, so that's what that does. And it goes through there, and they go next door. This right here siphons off Techum rods from the outside there. Takes there, and we make our the things you need. This is why we need squint tool. What was that again? Enriched. Oh yeah, the enriched Ignom. So it comes in, comes out over here. More zippers. And in the final room, all that comes through here, along with the wire from out there, and we make ourselves some Ignom fuel rods. Problem is this is still behind most of the time. Okay, so we're making 2 things of Ignom fuel rods. I love that. Okay. Alright, so that explains the expansion for all the Techum over here. Was to feed the wires for those fuel rods. And then the fuel rods just mainly get assembled. Half of them get sent over to the combustion area, half of them get sent over here, get split in half, it fills up this, and they just go down here, and then we head for the and I also siphon off the advanced parts. And of course the components, and they all just get shoved into here. Let's see, I didn't really miss 2, did I? Oh, okay, yeah, 2 was the building parts. I did cover those. It was actually easy to go from 1 to 2. 1 had just those machinery parts and the plates. Alright, now, and if you've been on the Discord and seen some of the stuff I did, next project was for Tier 4, and it was a lot of chemicals. I overestimated what I needed. Big time. So in one of my streams, I spent 13 hours prepping a mine, or a side of the mountain. And, yeah, with the video, I detonated. This entire spot right here, this entire mountainside disappeared in the click of a button. Oh, and I thought I'd show you this. My darkened pillar, my lit up cave. Let there be light in the darkness. Anyways, so with that, I destroyed an entire mountainside. Now, we have one other place to pick, because I really thought there was going to be more involvement to the fluids, and I overestimated it a lot. Because I was dealing with it on Satisfactory, and I figured it was going to be as intense, and yeah, so I deleted the mountain. And in the meantime, I started building this ravine. Made this line, picked up some explosives, which I'll just show you how to make that at, and literally just, yeah. Follow along, follow along, follow along. Which, by the way, there's my combustors. And as you notice down below, I have the blocks transferring power. I figured I'm going to make a pipeline. I didn't do this in Satisfactory, so I'm doing it here. Anyways. So, yeah, so I found a place to set up for the chemicals, for the omnulite, or the oil, however you want to look at it. And I just set up the explosive charges the entire way, and just, I deleted the path for these. And ended up building this place for my oil chemicals. However, this place, since I'm not over here hardly at all, it's not very sophisticated. It's 2 of these. And it's full, basically. What was the... Oh. Anyways, so I figured this was the biggest patch of olumite, so I just built here with the idea that I would just expand out as needed, and I had the piping ready as I needed. What am I thinking? Alright, so. And then at some point I decided I was tired of running the entire distance, so I built this little staircase back over here. Take a shortcut across the mountain, so I don't have to, yeah. And with that, the pipes bring down. We go through the different sections of oil production. Now, originally I was having to make one of the acids right in this floor, but turns out I didn't need to, because I didn't need the entire room. And everything just gets made between here. We got our boards, Going up the freight elevator there. The fluids that I need. Getting piped up that way. Oh yeah, some of the Ignom from the iron is actually getting siphoned off to here. So they can make their own powder. For this. For the acid. My forever lit room. In the darkness. Anyways. Alright, let's go back up to the factory floor. And one last thing I believe to show off. I think I've shown off everything. And we got the Tier 4 research, which is right there. And all the, yeah, all the almanac comes up here. The acid comes up here. They make their things, which is the, hydraulics and the energy cells. And the advanced, parts. Yeah, some of the advanced parts being stored here. That thing's capped out. Oh yeah, this was a fun one. Hang on, let me see if I can get down there real quick. There's something I need to show. Yeah, alright. So some of the materials, like I said, I have them go underground, quotation marks, but they go actually underneath part of the facility. And even though you can't necessarily see it right now. No, because I got all those. Oh, I don't need that. I don't need that. Okay. There we go. I don't know why I made 4 of those guys, but I did. Put that there. But these are actually being fed through somewhat of an underground system. Small underground system of belts. They're just hidden just below the surface of all of this. Now, let's see, is there any other, like, little things that I might have missed? I think that's mainly everything. Went over the last factory section. That's for the, Tier 4. Oh yeah, I have my explosives right over here. So when I want to make something, make some explosives, oh yeah, tier 3 belts too. Ah, here we go. All I gotta do is throw some Ignom ore right into here, and it'll start processing it. Now, what we have going on up here is, this is what I decided to do with the Foundation Monument. I decided to make something that was reminiscent of those Japanese temple stairs, using the doorways as like the arches. And then I made this nice little bridge. And you notice the lights are working. They just don't work like this. I had to get creative. As you notice, no connecting blocks. Visibly, at least. Where is it at? So, this is the first elevator I built. Let's get this up there. This is the one right next to that Ignom elevator. And we're at the top. We're just going to go to the top R. Basically a floor down. And this supplies oh, did I not do it all the way? Either way, but this is basically what's happening. Because there's a block up there, and at each... let's go back to the top. At various sections of the floor. I'm pretty sure they're all connected to those blocks somehow. I'm not remembering right now, I guess. Because somewhere... Is it here? Ah, there it is. Yeah, you see this block? Behind all the stone is an intricate layer of these powering all the lights. So there's a bit of a frame of blocks behind there. And then I just used the frames to help denote the guide. And then off to this side, you can see nothing super spectacular. And then I had plans for over here. Because I was planning to build into here. Because not far off of here is the steel production. And I did want to build into this mountain to the point where it would also come across through. And come across and out over, I want to make a big belt bridge across here and start something in there. Would have been cool. But, you know, I got done with the stuff, so. Anyways, so yeah, that was a tour of my Foundry base. That's pretty much everything. Not very big. Sizable, but not very big. Hope you enjoyed it. I hope you find it interesting. Maybe something you saw that helped with your Foundry journey, or just get you interested in Foundry. Yeah. And, oh yeah, I made myself a little walkway to get up to here. So as the sun sets on my base, I really wish I could crouch. Crouching would be nice. Yes. A lot of good work on this game. This entire base started out from one elevator right here, and a character elevator right here. So, anyways, hope you had a good time. Hope you enjoyed what you saw. And I'm starting to do my Twitch outro. I'm Arcades. I do stream on Twitch under Arcades Test at the moment. And yeah, hope you enjoyed what you watched. Like, subscribe, have all that fun junk. see you next time.